Okay, so we're going to get started though, because the very first thing, and we're going to show the different slides, is you definitely want to utilize each of these different, basically the different things that we have. So the Start X39, I'll talk a little bit more about that, utilizing the Facebook, utilizing the YouTube channel, because all the things that they do with the quantum field team are recorded and put on the YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel for years, but I never did anything with it. Now we're putting a lot of stuff on that. So this will be placed on our YouTube channel. That's not this link here, but we'll send that out to people. And then there's also a lot of testimonial videos, on there. But again, the Facebook, again, for the team testimonials, and then also the Build 331. We show this on every single meeting that we do. And we always want to make sure that everybody has these so that you can actually have this. And so the one thing I want to make sure that everybody knows too, is that everything we're talking about today is actually going to be focused around helping people to go manager, helping people to get to the next level, helping people to grow the next level. The one thing we want to share people is what we're doing, what we're helping people do. More importantly, is that there's a whole system behind this. So one thing that we want to do is talk about this, and then we're going to kind of share kind of more information about this. And so I want to welcome everybody on here because, again, taking your time to say, okay, how do I build a successful business? How do I create a residual ongoing income, whether I'm doing anything or not? That's what this whole system is set up to do.
And the reason why we're doing this is not because there isn't already training. It's because we are getting a lot of questions, and we have a lot of you that are out there talking to a lot of people and getting them signed up, but it's probably going in the wrong direction. So we need to show you how to do that, and that's going to help you to duplicate then what you do with the people that you're talking to.
Yeah. And so we work directly with Steve and Gina Merritt, and also the people that we brought us in is, Ken and Diana Burke. Both of them are senior presidential directors. Again, know how to build big teams. And so the part to this that I always tell people is that the system's already there. All we want to do is apply that, because the system is what builds your business for you. So the one thing that we always want to make sure is that people understand, this is what we're going to be talking about. This is the building block. This is the building block for the organization that we have. So I'm always thinking about, if you're building a wall, building a building, building anything else, and you got a building block, you want to solidify this block basically with mortar. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. So all we really want to do is have people that are builders, help them become gold and above, and then put 2 silvers and above on the right and 2 silvers and above on the left. I recommend 2 golds on the right or 2 diamonds on the right, because that's what we're going to talk about, and 2 golds or diamonds on the left, because again, those are people that are actually going to duplicate the same thing. They're going to put people in and put people in, so forth. So keep this in mind. We're going to talk a little bit more about this. But the one thing I want to make sure everybody also knows is that right after this meeting here, so today at 1 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock
South
African time,
it's 6 p.m. UK and Europe.
Yeah, and if you're watching it on obviously a repeat, then you basically are watching this later. It's every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. This is critical. This is how we've learned how to build this business. We're still learning. We're still growing. We're still trying to figure out how to do this and how to do that and change this and change that. So the whole goal is to be able to do this. We also do a Monday meeting for 7 o'clock South African time. And actually, we're going to be tying people into, obviously, the Friday meeting, which Mena does a great job tying people into that Friday meeting also. So if you're in the United States, then obviously you can tie into all these meetings here, but these are all recorded. Even the Spanish meetings are all recorded on YouTube. And I may even go to that channel to kind of show you how you can access it. It's pretty simple. So if you want information, there is plenty of information that is out there. So everything we're going to talk about today is on Build 331. And basically, Steve and Gina know how to build massive teams. And they're basically teaching the exact same things and teaching us how to teach, because it's really a three-step process. You learn, you do, and you teach. You learn what to do, and then you do it. And then you're able to teach it to others. And so that's what this whole system is about. So when you go to Build 331, again, this is the #1 place. If someone says, I got a question about this, go to Build 331 first. 99 of 100 times the question is going to be answered on here on literally each of these different steps. And we're going to cover a couple of those things. So the very first thing that we want to cover, and I know Ben has got kind of an agenda of things you want to kind of have us answer, but the #1 thing we want to kind of talk about is the order form. This is really what we're doing when we're talking to people. We want to get them obviously registered and on the wholesale price. So when I'm talking to someone, the whole thing that we want to do, and Mena does the same thing, we said we tell people that the retail price is basically, $150, $149.95, so $150 basically for retail, but we want to give it to everybody at wholesale. And I tell people, I ask them, would you rather pay retail or would you rather pay wholesale? And people are like, wholesale. So great. So how we do that is we basically get people set up as business builders so that you also can get your product for free. Would you like the idea of getting your product for free? Well, yeah. So if you know people, when we were talking, you said you knew some other people that may have some interest in the product because they've got issues, they've got pain, they've got, challenges going on with whatever the things they're talking about. We start talking about those things. I would recommend getting set up as a business builder because that's how you really want to make money. And for me, my wife and myself, we signed up as a serious business builder because we wanted to get the product to people as soon as we could and make the most money that we possibly could. And I'll explain that in a second. These are the two ones we do. Now, if somebody says, well, can I just start with a silver? Absolutely. But I'm promoting the business builder and the serious business builder. Why? Because in order for them to build the business, they're going to have to be at the gold level and above to become a manager. So when we talk about that, again, they have to be at the gold level and above so they can start at silver, but they're going to have to upgrade because you could have a bunch of people that are in here. We had a gentleman that was doing that. He had a bunch of people on his team. And I'm like, why isn't he a man? He's like, oh, he's a silver. We got to upgrade him to gold. So we helped him get upgrade gold. All of a sudden, he started making a bunch of money. So going back to that, the next part to this is auto ship. This is the most critical component of the whole business. If you understand it, when we talk about building a solid business, we want to build a solid business specifically in a very intentional way. We want it to be long lasting because otherwise, if you're not setting up people on auto ship, you're basically becoming a salesperson. You got to replace them with a new person, and you're chasing people and they want more product and they're bugging you with the product. I'm like, I tell people all the time, say, when we get you registered, we're going to set you up on auto ship automatically. We do that with everyone. And I tell them that we do that with everyone. The reason why is I can't track hundreds and hundreds of people, eventually thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people. I can't track that. So we're going to set you up on that. And then you can manage that yourself. But in order to stay active and continue getting all the points that are going to flow through your business, you literally are going to have to be on basically auto ship for that. And we recommend, obviously, in order to be a manager, you have to be on 2 sleeves auto ship and basically have at least 2 people on the right, 2 people
at least 110 points
Yep.
and above.
Yep.
So whatever product you're ordering, as long as it's 110 points plus, then you're active.
Yep. So the other part we always talk about is with a serious business builder is that what happens with that is you're covered for 3 months. So when someone signs up as a serious business builder, if they signed up today, they're covered from September 16th to October 15th. They're covered for October and November. So the next time they actually have to buy product is actually not till December. So they're actually stretching out the 610 points. They give you 390 points the first month, give you 110 points the second month, 110 points the third month. They don't ship you the product. You've already got the product. They're just giving you those points. So if you look at it from a standpoint of how much auto ship is, it's $200. So literally you're getting the points for October and November, which is really saving you $400 from that standpoint. So I tell people this, instead of being, $15.99, it's basically $11.99 if you really look at it from that standpoint. That's not actually the case, but that's the kind of the virtual savings, so to say. So that's what I can explain to people. And that's why we get more people signed up on Diamond than anything, because we really want them to be set up for success. And when I explain it to them, people that have the money to do that. Now we have other people that start at silver and go then to gold and then upgrade to diamond. They don't have to, but we always encourage them to do that because then we understand they're gonna really grow. So I'm gonna stop for just 1 minute here because what I want to do is I want to make sure if there's any questions, and if you have any put in the chat or if you want to unmute, please unmute yourself because I want to make sure we cover and answer any questions regarding that part. So I'm going to keep on pausing as I'm going through. So is there any questions on the application itself and why we do what we do with that? Because I want to make sure we cover that. So please put it in the chat or take yourself off of mute and please ask any questions specifically regarding what we just spoke about. And if not, I will continue. So, because what we want to do is we want to answer questions. Good, got the thumbs up, which is awesome. Okay, good. So let me share my screen again. And then continue. So the one thing is all of us, and I was thinking of this because Mena was saying, we got to really, make sure people understand, the importance of actually the auto ship and building a solid business. Most of us know the story of the 3 little pigs, right? And so you talk about the pig that built the straw house, the one that built the wood house, and who built the brick house. And we think, hopefully you all know the ending of the story. The one with the brick house that built a solid house was the one that got saved and didn't have to worry about getting eaten by the
wolf.
This guy, the big bad wolf. And so when you think about the big bad wolf, I was thinking of what happens when you build a solid business is when the big bad wolf comes in the form of the economy. We've all kind of experienced this in the past couple of years, what happened with the economy. When the big bad wolf comes in with inflation, we're all experiencing this right now. When we have things like a loss of a job or health issues or family issues or unexpected expenses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you have something solid that actually is continuing to grow, whether you do anything or not. So when I look at people like the person who sponsored me, Ken Burke, I don't want to talk about income claims, but when you talk about the kind of money he's making, a lot of people, they can't fathom making over $10,000 on a weekly basis. That's the kind of money they're making. Steve and Gina are making like 7 times that. So when you understand the kind of money that can be made, it's huge. So when stuff happens, we're not part of this economy. We're part of God's economy. So we don't have to worry about it. But there's a strategy and doing the right things and having kind of a sense of urgency to build, because when stuff happens, you're set and things are growing and things like that. So a lot of us, what we talk about, again, the mortar itself on the bricks, if you stacked a bunch of bricks without the mortar, any child could push over the wall. What happens if you put mortar in there, it's not going to go anywhere. So the mortar itself is actually what we're building. The cement. Sorry. So the cement that holds those bricks together is what strengthens it. And that's part of what we do is we build relationships with people. There's a lot of people that are getting registered in their business. We don't even know who they are. We want to build relationships with the leaders because, again, when the wind blows, whatever happens, we want to help them make sure they weather the storm. But the other part, and then just talking about life in general, but the other part is their business is solid. And that's what we want to do, because by helping other people build solid businesses, we want to have our business being solid. So in order to do that, we got to help other people do the exact same thing. And a lot of you probably played Jenga before. If you understand Jenga, the Jenga game is something that, once again, I think about, this is what we want our business to look like. We want it to be solid and everything else. But when you have people that are not on auto ship, it looks more like this. And so what happens is that it doesn't only hurt you, it hurts the whole team. So what I always tell people, say, because someone's like, well, I don't know if I want to talk to them about auto ship or that. I said, then you're really being selfish from a standpoint, because you're not setting them up for success. And you're also not setting the team up for success, because now what happens, you got a bunch of holes and gaps in there. You could have 100 people in there, but if you don't have them on auto ship, guess what happens? You have to put another 100 people in there, or you're convincing the people all over again why they should continue with the product or whatever. And we want to have people have long-term success with the product, because I had results 90 days, 4, 5, 6 months later, even though I had, initial results within 3 days. So I've continued using it for a year now and feel phenomenal. I'm literally worked out this morning early with everybody there except for one guy who was younger than me, and I'm running circles around them. It sounds bad, but it's like, to me, it's I've worked on getting in shape, but I feel better than I have since probably my 30s. So it's pretty amazing. So hopefully you like visuals, because I said I could talk about Jenga, but when you see this, that's kind of what you don't want to have happen. You want that. You want the solid, strong, everything else. Now, there's going to be 1 or 2 that'll happen and this and that, but if we all are on the same page and we're all building the same way, guess what happens? We build a very solid, strong business and everybody succeeds. So hopefully that makes sense, because I said I like illustrations, and to me, when I saw these, I was looking for pictures specifically that could describe this. So going back to that, what we do is whatever they get registered for, we get them set up on 2 sleeves auto ship, because we want to set them for success. Some people say, well, what about if there's a single? Do they have to be on 2 sleeves auto ship? According to the rules of the company, in order to be a manager above, you have to be at least at 110 points, which really means you got to be at least on 2 sleeves. Well, you got to be basically on 2 sleeves of X39 or one in another sleeve, whatever.
Like
so
glutathion or Eon, and I know a lot of you are using one of the other, because when you're gold, you're actually going to when you're a business builder, you actually do get to experience another type of patch, because you get that for free. So even if you're a single person and you don't need 2 X39, some people are still getting that because they're selling the one. Other people are getting the 1 X39 and they're getting like an Eon or a glutathione or something like that.
Yep. So that's what we focus on. So we've had people that say, well, can I just become a bronze or whatever? And I don't tell them no. I just say, what I would encourage you to do is, I guarantee, especially if they have a spouse, I'm like, I would encourage you to do is have your spouse use this, you use this. And if you know anybody else, so I had a guy this morning said, he goes, his child has different issues. So they're now ordering more product because they need it for their daughter. And so again, I said, I recommend doing that. And I recommend getting up on Tuesday. So and my line is, you'll hear me say this all the time, is, does that make sense? And just that one line is literally people getting the power of agreement. Does that make sense? And they're like, well, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. Let's do that. Let's set you up as a business builder and get you on Tuesday's auto ship. And then I just move forward. If they got questions, I'm going to answer the questions, but I just want to make sure you understand that that's what we do. So if people say, I'm just excited bronze. It's doing a disservice to them. Even if they're just a customer and they want to do that, we want to make sure that they get exposure to that. Plus, my goal is not just to turn into a customer, but a referral partner that's going to refer other people so they can get the product for free that can turn into other business builders and so on and so forth.
And honestly, if that's all they can afford, we will still help them.
Of course.
So we will start with them at bronze, then we'll help them to get to the starter package and then to the business builder. And there's a way to do that, which we have done and we will do.
Yeah, exactly. And just to highlight that, if you've got anybody on bronze that's set up even with one sleeve auto ship, well, we tell people, why don't we upgrade you to the starter package so that instead of the auto ship, we'll push the auto ship back 1 month. And now instead of paying, because you paid the 124 here, for only $175 difference, you now actually can get 2 sleeves. And that's a pretty big discount. Why don't we do that? And we'll push the auto ship 1 month. That way you can share the product and have extras and stuff like that. And most people understand that. So I think I've hammered that enough, but I want to make sure that people understand that.
Yeah. The reason why auto ship is to stay active. And we're going to give you a demonstration now of somebody who is not active and what it looks like.
Yeah. In fact, let's do that now. I'll do that right now.
So
stop sharing that.
So she got involved, she got her products, and she decided, for whatever reason, she didn't really need to use it anymore, but she's in the system as a distributor, signed her up that way and done absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So
that's fine. So explain what she's sitting on.
We all going to have those people, and that's okay. But we've had a talk with her, and now we're going to ask her, what are you doing now?
Going into stuff, yeah.
And so now we're going to tell her what we're seeing. So if you look at her back office, and I hope you can all see this.
Yep.
If you look to the right of your screen, you'll see period LV, 8,605 points.
Yeah.
So she has just this week in her business had 8,605 points
so far this week
flowing through her business just in this week.
Yeah.
And she can do nothing with it.
And because since she's not on auto ship, nothing's there. Basically what happens is these points go to 0. So what happens is that when you understand that, because she doesn't have that. Now, again, I've already talked to her, and I'm going to talk to her again because she's sitting on a pretty big organization. And we'll kind of explain that.
You never want that to happen. You always want to see points on the total LV, total RV. You always want to see here that you're active.
There's not an X there.
And that you're active in the rolling 31 days. So you have to make sure that your order ship falls within that 31-day period. Then the other thing I wanted to show here is so we are going to show you how to sign people up. So when you go into your back office, you're going to put your username, you're going to put your password, and you're going to be logged into this page. Now, if you look at the little bars at the top, there's home, there's store, commissions, organization. When you're signing someone in, this is how we like to do it because it is the most effective in that, you really can't go wrong and put them on the wrong side. So we go to organization and we scroll all the way to binary tree viewer. Okay.
Yep.
So, and the reason why I really wanted to go here now is you can see this lady, she has on her left leg 469 people.
Yep. And probably by the end of the day, she's going to have like 480.
469 people. And she did not put any of those people in her business.
We have other people, the whole team on the left leg of ours basically has done.
And if she's not
at the top, she's kind of
she just started to put 1 or 2 here and 1 or 2 here, oh my goodness, she will see the dollar amounts in her back office racking up.
Yep.
Racking up.
Yep.
But we have to really train her mind to start to think like a business owner.
Yep.
And that there are people out there. I mean, even for all of you who are on this call this evening, if you just think of 4 people that you know that maybe this product will help. Just think about it. Like, we all know at least 4 people, because that's where we start to build a list. Now, I mean, honestly, it's 469 people, and she really hasn't even, thought of.
Just to give you, she has enough volume to understand that if she starts putting people on the right side, she's going to get to the point. If she starts even out the lake, she's going to be making about $1,500 a week. So if you understand the binary and how money is made, that's what she's sitting on right now.
So her way
about $6,000 a month.
Her way to fix this is to get on auto ship, to become active at least, and then start talking to some people.
Yep.
And she will make the money to cover her products.
Yep.
She doesn't, and that's what we want for all of you, is that you start making the money to cover your products on a monthly basis. So it's not even an expense.
Yep. Yep. So go ahead. So the other part is that when people say, well, where do I put somebody? It's usually based upon relationship. So if there's no specific relationship with anybody on the team, then we say you can put them anywhere. So you want it, once again, 2 right, 2 left. So right now she has nobody here. So if you say, hey, I want to put someone on the right, you basically would just click on the little plus sign here. Now, if you say, oh, I'm going to put them on the left, you're going to click bottom left. And then you're going to select to the left, because what we're going to be building is the far left side. You never put, if I'm on the left leg, we're never putting anybody on the right side here. When we're working with somebody, we help them put this here. Now, unless they actually, like in this case with her, going back to the top, if she has people says, hey, I've got someone who's interested, wants to sign up, great, then we'll help them do that. But we're not going to be, our goal is to drive down this left leg. And that's what we've been doing, obviously, to the tune of, 469 people. And so some people I know are probably going, man, I wish I had 469 people on my left leg. Well, you will. Trust me on this. You will. It's going to be a lot more than that. This is going to go to thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people. And so that's what people don't quite understand sometimes. They're going, well, I just want to do whatever. Well, when you understand building the teams of people, it's pretty exciting what can happen. So let's just use the example. We're putting someone on the right here. Then now we get to select this, go in here and actually pick the pack. So once again, the goal is the gold or the diamond. Those are always the gold. And again, we can put them in everything. We never, ever, 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 I'm telling people this right here, never, ever, ever do the enrollment starter. If they're not ready to do something, I say the minimum is going to be bronze if they're ever going to do anything, because this doesn't do anything for anyone. It's a placeholder. We never want to do that. So that's why that doesn't say anything like that on the form. So it's usually gold or diamond. Why do we skip platinum? Because there's really not a big benefit to platinum, except for just getting the discounted sleeves. If you get the enrollment for diamond, I'm going to explain in a minute, you basically can make up to $500 per person you bring in as a diamond. So if you're a diamond and you bring in another diamond, you get paid $500. That's during the first 90 days of signing up as a diamond. So I tell people, if you're at the gold level and someone says, I want to sign up as a diamond, I'm like, why don't we get you registered as a diamond? Because if you don't do that, you're going to make $200 on this. And the person who brought you in that's a diamond, or if not, they'll come directly to us. We get that $300 differential. So I'll go over that in a second. But once again, once we get them to do that, then we select this. So then say we select the gold. Next thing it's going to do is going to automatically go to the order itself. Now this is in the US, so South Africa looks pretty much the same. Then we get to pick for what they want. Say the person want elevated. We're not going to go through a lot of things. If they don't know what they want, I pick one for them. And then when we can hit continue, this is where we're going to set them up with this. So
this is really important, because I think I get a lot of questions on this. Like, how do you set up the order ship?
Yeah.
Well, when you get to this page, you'll see it says, do not set a monthly subscription order.
Bad button.
And it says save. Don't just go hit the save. You don't. You have to go, this is the step. You're going to go there to the plus sign.
Go the patches.
And you're going to select what they're going to get on order ship. So we usually do one of those.
Yeah, usually 2.
And just watch. So you're going to choose that, and then you're going to hit it up to 1, and then you're going to hit it up to 2.
Yep.
And then you'll see the date starts on 16 October. So check with the person, hey, is it okay if it goes through on that day, etc.
And it'll be set up automatically the 16th of February. Sometimes people bump that back to the 14th or 13th. That's fine. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
And then just save it. And then you've got through that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. So and now you're going to enter the information. So what's nice about auto ship also is that once you have auto ship, I always recommend putting 2 cards in there. So you got a main card and a second card. You want to encourage people to put a second card in there, because if something happens with the first card, it doesn't go through, and the cutoff is the 31st day, guess what happens? The points go to 0. So you don't want to do that. You want to have that always set up as a default.
The points will go back up the minute they go in.
Yes, but they need to order that.
Yeah, so just check your cards, you know, when they're expiring and things like that. You know, and we you know, as leaders, we help our team, and we are looking out for them. However, you know, when you've got like 140 people on your team, it's very difficult for us to watch everybody's back office, you know.
And we tell people all the time, this automatically defaults. Some other people have other computers that their address, like, why is my information there? You just need to delete it and replace it. So this is always here. It's got our username and basically a password. So we basically want to delete that that information, you know, that's in here. So
does anybody want us to go back on the auto ship and how to do the auto ship?
Yeah. And so look at the chats if you could. Oh, you're answering already?
We're done. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I want to make sure you answer that. So if you want to unmute yourself or go on the chat, if there's any specifics in regards to what we covered on that, because again, sometimes it's like you see this, and I tell people, say, but since you have the recording of this, you can go back and fast forward to where we're talking about and see exactly, you know, how to do that. And most people, it's pretty intuitive, but if you don't know how to do something, you don't know how to do it. And if you do it the correct way the first time, you'll be able to teach people how to do that correctly and, you know, duplicate it if that makes sense. So let me go back.
And I know I'm hoping that most of you on here already have patches and are using patches, because this meeting is specifically a training to help people build. I see a few people on here that I've never seen on our Zooms before, but welcome. And we're excited to have you on board, because I know you're on here to learn. And that's the exciting thing, because honestly, this is making a difference in so many people's lives. We are blown away. I mean, just this morning, I think, Johnny, you shared with me the pictures, and Annalise was happy to share the pictures as well with me of her husband's hair growing back. Yeah. You know, when you get these testimonies on a daily basis, it's just, it gives us reason to continue to do this, you know.
I'm going to play, you know, I'm going to have to take a picture from our church. We sit in the center of the church. And so they have the camera behind me, and I've always seen this bald spot, you know, there, and it's filling in. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm going to do a before and after from, this was a year ago. Look at my hair now. So anyway, so it's kind of cool. But so going back to the things now, this part here that I'm showing right now is all on step 8 of build331.com, that shows, once again, the money you make. Basically, there's 4 ways to make money. The first way is a product introduction bonus. When you register someone as a bronze, a silver, a gold, a platinum, or diamond, for us, it's really gold and diamond. But again, for everybody, you want to get in the habit of doing that. So when you sign up a gold, you make $100. So you've basically covered your sleeve that you purchase per month. You sign up one person a month doing this, you basically covered your expense. If it's you, a husband and wife, you sign up 2 golds, you covered your expense. And then next thing you know, the residual will start kicking in, you know, from that. But the one thing I wanted to mention before about the diamond is that you get $200 by signing up a diamond, unless you're a diamond. When you're a diamond, basically for the first 30 days, you basically sign up a platinum, you get $300. If you sign up a diamond, you get $500. So I tell people all the time, we have people that have missed out on these bonuses because they signed up a diamond and they're a gold. They make the 200, but whoever's the first diamond above them, they get the differential, which is a $300 difference. So we've made a lot of money just by people not doing that correctly. So if you're going to sign up a diamond, get together with the person who brought you in, so they can make sure that you can take a look at, does this make sense? Is it within your finances to do this? Because that extra $300 is pretty significant. Plus, you don't need to be in auto ship for the next 2 months. So that's another $400. So $700 differential. So I look at this, between this and here, it makes no sense to go platinum.
You're paying $84 a sleeve.
Exactly, which is the same as here. Some people jump from here to here. I'm like, it makes more sense to go here, because this is a $600 difference. Where Lily, it's a $700 benefit by going diamond and actually getting on the auto ship with the points for that. You don't have to buy the product for the next 2 months. So if hopefully that makes sense. So the second way we make money is, like I said, on the binary. So on the binary, some people get complicated on this. It's really not very difficult. It's that when people buy product today, if someone signs up today, their auto ship starts on the next the 16th of October. That's going to be points earned on that day every 16th is gonna be points for that. If I sign up someone tomorrow, on the 17th, I'm gonna get shipped. On the 18th. So that's why every single day, the way the organization's grown, every day we got points being added to our team, and basically we cycle.
And the points translate to
the cycle bonus.
money,
Yes.
to cycle bonus. So just quickly, if you have 100 people on your team, okay, and they all getting their order ship, 100 people on your team, they're all getting their order ship. Is this correct?
What? I don't know what you're thinking.
77. Yeah, it is correct. Just 100 people on your team doing 77 points.
Well, hopefully, if you get 100, that many people on the team, you should be doing 150.
Okay, but I mean, just think about it. If they were doing only the 77 points as someone who's a silver, and they were doing 77 points, 100 people, that's 7,700 points in that month flowing through your business, you know, and that is what gives us the residual, where we have repeats, and we don't have to worry about, are we going to have any money happening this week? It's because it's happening, it's residual.
Yes.
And that's the reason why auto ship and staying active. And then just remind me, we have to go back and show people how to choose which leg.
Okay. I did that. I did it already. I showed them on the bottom left or bottom right.
If anybody doesn't understand,
I can do that
choosing
again.
bottom left, bottom
Yeah,
right.
because what we're really doing is we're building the outside right and the outside left. The people are responsible for basically building the inside. So we never put people here unless the person says, hey, will you help me put the person on the left? And we coach them how to do that. I tell them, I'm going to coach you a couple times how to do this. So pay attention, take notes. We're going to get a Zoom. We're going to get them registered so people know how to do that, because our whole thing is learn, do, and teach. So like I said, the teaching part is critical, because we don't want to keep on the same person over and over and over again going, now how do I put this person in again? I go, okay, this time get out a piece of paper, you know? And so step by step by step. So we really want to help people do that. So really it's the outside right and the outside left that we're putting people in. So when we select it, go into the binary tree viewer, you're going to select people on the right or left. Because what happens is if you don't do that and they go to register, you might have your thing set up on left. And if you want to put that person in the right, they sign in, they sign up, and guess what happens? They're not put on the left. And you're like, why would I put that person on the right? Now you're dealing with customer service, because now you got to move that person from the left leg to the right leg, and it becomes, it's like, so this is the reason we do that. One extra step. We take that extra little time to do that because it literally helps people. Plus we have people on that leg that we go, hey, by the way, you got to sign up a new person on the leg. And so it ignites the fire. You light a fire at the bottom, everything starts burning on the top. So it gets excited. So why we also talk about manager, because when you're on the binary here, let's say there's 10,000 points on this leg, just to use an example, 10,000 points is leg, and you got nothing on the left yet. Well, now what happens is you put people in, you're going to start earning points here. As soon as you do 330, you're going to get $50. As soon as like the 660, another 50, 990, $50. We had someone that this week, I think they got $800 on the cycle bonuses because of that.
They were one person away from manager. So manager is 2 silvers, like we showed you, the building
2 on
block,
the right,
2 silvers and above on the right, 2 silvers and above on the left. And they were, every Monday, they were getting consistently their $100.
Because you're maxed out at 100 when you're not a manager.
Because they're not a manager. They were getting that every Monday in their back office, $100. And I said, let's get that 1 silver or above. Let's get that this week so we can get you over so you can max. My goodness. They got their 1 silver. They went from 100 in the back office to $850 in just when that transaction happened. $100 to $850. And they close, the week's not even finished. And they're closing off, today. I mean, they can't believe it. They can't believe it themselves at $1,000, almost $300. Today.
All because what happened, you unlocked the idea of going, hey, you have all this volume that's flowing through these 2 legs, but you're capped out at $100. That volume doesn't go away unless you stop auto ship, you don't order product, all that volume goes away. And we've had that happen to a few people. They're like, no, I'm like, okay, learning lesson here. So what happens here is that by them becoming manager, now you can make up to $1,500 per week. Now, what happens is, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so the $1,500 is only on the binary side.
Well, only binary. So this is the second way. So like I said, the first way you make bonuses by signing people up, and the second way is just on the binary. This portion here. So you can make all the way up to $25,000 a week, which a lot of people in Steve and Gina's team have done that. Why? Because they've had enough volume. This is 500 cycles per week. then if you understand the volume on that, that's a lot of people that are in the business that are really growing, and that's where everybody's going. Everybody, we're taking our time, because we said it may take a couple years to do this. It might take 6, 12, 18 months for some people, because they got influencers and people they know that have been involved in big teams in the before, and they start building like crazy. It's all depend on that. It's not a matter of if it can happen. It's going to happen. It's just a matter if you're willing to take the time to make it happen. That's how people become wealthy, by basically leveraging a system like this. So that's $1.3 million a year just on this one right here. This one here, you can make a lot of extra money, but it's just one-time type money, where this is residual, ongoing income, month after month after month, or week after week after week. In this case, not bad. $100,000 a month is not too bad. So the next thing is that, once again, step 3 here, and most of you hopefully know this, is that this is the one I get so excited about, because again, this is awesome. $25,000 on a weekly basis, that's huge. But this is how people are making over $100,000 a week, because imagine you registering someone, and I'll just example like Men and I, or someone like our sponsor Ken. So imagine let's say you register Ken. Ken's put over 100 people personally in that, so you get 25% of his binary. Now, I think you'd be happy with that, because it's thousands of dollars a week just from his binary. The second part to that is, imagine that just one person, one out of us, for this, you get 20% of our binary on a weekly basis. And then anybody we put in basically, he put in 100 plus odd people. We put in 100 plus odd people. So what happens is that this is how you literally make tons and tons of money by doing that. So I want to take a minute to make sure you understand, you have to be paid as a manager above, have 110 points to do this. The second level, you have to be paid a manager above and have a minimum of 6 cycles in paid commissions. Because I've had some people say, well, I'm not getting that secondary bonus. Yeah, because you have to cycle at least 6 times. So in order to cycle 6 times, you got to have 660 and 330, a minimum of 6 times to do that. So you got 330, 660, 990, 1320 altogether. You got to do that 6 times at least. Once you get to 10 cycles, and you basically have, once again, the 2 matching on each leg, level 2 matching on each leg, which means you have 2 basically people are having 6 cycles on each leg, you get paid on that 3rd cycle. So what's interesting is that this 3rd bonus also another 20%. This is where it really explodes. So when you start making these 2nd tier and 3rd tier bonuses, it gets really, really, really fun. So last way to make money is retail profit. We don't mess in this space. I hate to say that, just because making $50 from someone once a month is not a big deal. We want to build teams of people so you can create residual ongoing income. Can you do that? Yes, you can sell the product of whatever you want to, but that's the least profitable way to make money. The first 3 are the ones that we focus on. So let me stop. Again, and everybody's way too quiet. So I'd love to hear from anybody, any questions that
or
you
if
might
you want
have.
us to go over something that you maybe missed, we'd like to.
So is it, because I'm going to pick on people, but I'm just saying no. But so is there anybody here that has any questions on what I just went over explaining? Because I apologize, I get a little fired up and get excited and I talk fast. So does anybody have any questions on what I just went over? And if you do, please ask now. And if not, then
Greg.
Yes.
You are getting fired up and very quick here. So I just want to explain again, the previous thing that, it was a little bit too quick for me. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I didn't concentrate. The cycles, the 2nd cycle, the 1st cycle. I'm not so just. Sure. If you can just maybe go over it again. And what is a cycle? A cycle. What does it mean? Cycles. Okay.
Great question. Thank you for asking the question.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is have Mena say it, because then it's the same thing, but she's going to say it in a much better way. So
you're okay. You're good. It's just I want to get excited like you as well. Yes. Okay.
You are already.
You're doing awesome.
You're building a really, really strong team.
Yes.
So
thank you.
You're doing phenomenal.
And thanks for your support. Yes.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Yeah. So say this is you, Johnny. Okay. Now you're in your back office and you're signing someone up. So you're definitely, I know you've got the diamond package. Now you're going to be talking to someone, you're going to be placing them either on your bottom left or your bottom right. Okay.
Always
now
far right.
Your one leg is always your strong leg. It's a 660 leg. It's where you'll see you have a lot more people in that leg, and that's considered your strong leg. It's a 660. So you have to, in order to cycle, and make the $50 bonuses, your points have to go 660, 1,320 multiples of 660
or more. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so this would be your weaker leg, the right leg, and the multiples there for you to cycle and make the $50 bonus would be the $330 cycles. So you start 330, 660, 990. Now, usually when you're signing someone up on a silver, for instance, okay, that is 165 points. Now, say you sign up another one who's on silver, and that's another 165. That's 330 points. So there, you've got that happening there. You would have made your $50 cycle bonus because this is your strong leg and it's 660. Now, the only time you really are concerned about this is when your 660 and your 330 leg look like they almost at the same points. Now you can cycle either one, probably.
So, and what we've had that happen where our left leg is the dominant leg, and then the right leg's smaller. And then
they can
change the right.
They can change.
We've got two big, hairy, growing, audacious legs. I call them something. They call BHAGs.
Yeah.
Two big legs.
So the thing that you need to know here is that every time you cycle, and it has to be multiples of 660 or multiples of 330.
Yes.
So if this is the dominant leg, then you're thinking, oh, if I put another one here, I'm going to cycle. But sometimes don't think about, I mean, yes, we think about that. We want to make more money, but we also got to think about the structure, because you may be one away from manager, and if you don't rank like our friend this week, he could have put that person on his dominant leg.
And he would have not.
Or on the weaker leg, but he needed that person on his dominant leg to go manager to open up for all of this. So when you're thinking of cycling and the $50 bonuses that you can make all the time, also remember the structure, because you could be one away from director, which opens you to the 2,500 cycles.
Right now.
So the points are not only your signups, the points are like, say, Minnie or Almarie or Ellen or Corbus or Carlos or Anna or whomever, they also put in points, and those points constantly are flowing up. They're flowing up. So it's not only about your cycle, it's about what your team is doing together to get those points. Is that making a little bit more sense?
Yes, no, for sure.
Okay.
If there's anything, I will still ask until I know, but for now, it does make more sense.
So to point out, one additional thing is that most people go, how the points are. Now, remember, each sleeve is 77 points. So when you do two sleeves, is 154 points. So if you got 54 points here and 154 points here, you're still not at 330, at 308. So as soon as someone has another person, so really it's like three people. So, but as you start getting people on a weekly basis that go down and down and down, that's how the points accumulate and basically start making the money on that. So we got several people, like a lot of people that are on the team, that they have one big strong leg, because that's what we're doing. We're building the outside right, outside left. Our whole team's doing the same thing. So what happens is that they might have the inside leg, and they basically have, and that's why I say, I'm using an example of 10,000 points here. But then as soon as you do 330, you get the $50 bonus, 660, $50 bonus, 990, $50. So you cycle 3 times a week, you made $150 just by having those people cycle on this side.
And so Johnny, and I'm using Johnny because she asked the question. So Johnny, this is you at the top, and now you signed up Minnie, okay, as your person. Now you continue to place people on the outside left or the outside right. Minnie, she can place people on the left, but she has her own right leg. So this is Minnie's right leg.
And every person on that side is still part of your left leg. So as you enter legs, it's still part of your left leg volume. So you have like 2 volumes, one on the right, one on the left.
And if this is Ellen, then Ellen is on your right. Ellen will continue to have that right leg, and people will be placed in that, but Ellen has her own left leg. So
where she places people.
yes.
Yeah.
And everybody
Left and
does
right.
left and right, left and right,
Yeah.
left and right. That's
Yes.
to get the ranking. That's to maximize the weekly payouts. So you know, you might think, oh, well, you know, I've got 100 people on my right. I'm just going to put people left, left, left. That's not going to help you, because then you can only, you're not going to rank manager, director, senior director.
They have to balance.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Balance.
Yeah. And that's a great question. So the one thing that we talk about, in fact, let me skip over this real quick. So I'm going to show one thing.
Yeah.
The one thing that Steve and Gina taught, and as soon as they said this, I said, that's what we're going to do. They said, personally, over the next, and they said 90 days, a 2020 vision for the 90 days is 20 new people on the right, personally, 20 new people on the left. Now, for someone like us, we're builders. So we're talking to people every single day, 331 every day, talking to 3 people, following with 3 people, getting 1 person, you know, on a Zoom or onto on seeing the website. So again, we're doing this every single day. So putting 20 people in on the right and 20 people on the left is not really as difficult as a lot of people think in a 90-day period of time. It's just a matter of consistency and focus. So the reason people fail is broken focus. So I tell people all the time, this is if you say, hey, I'm serious about being financially independent. I'm serious about making thousands of dollars on a weekly basis. This is what you want to do. You want to put 20 personals on the right on auto ship, 20 personals on the left on auto ship, and all those other people are going to get in. So I also use this as an illustration, because imagine you were just the purple. You put this person in, and you put that person, you put that person in, and that person in. Now imagine this person that puts this person in, and this person puts this person in. And so what happens, everybody's putting those people in. You may, by the time you get to the next person, you might have that person all the way down here, but that's your personal. You still want to have, but that's kind of building outside right, outside left. But the most important key to this is your personal people are the ones you want to do, because that's how you get paid on. And I'll go back to this is how all your personals, you make 25% of their binary. So if they're not personally sponsored to you, you got someone who's I'm trying to think about this. So imagine if you sponsor me, everybody with our personals, you get 20% of that, and anybody that they sponsor, they're going to get 20% of that. But then there's other people that are going to be part of that are not part of your team. They're basically going to be placed underneath you that are above you. So if we have a personal and we put them underneath you, do you get the 25% bonus? You don't, because it's not a personal to you. That is a key indicator of why you want to have. That's why we're putting in another 100 personals between now and the end of the year. Why? Because we want to teach people to understand this is how you create massive wealth from these different bonuses here.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
Either way, because the flow of the volume from those people that are not your personals still helps you to cycle on the binary cycle and make that money.
Correct.
So having those other people, putting people like, so let's take example, Anna. Okay. So Anna has Amy underneath her. Amy's a personal, but she has underneath Amy is Janine, and she's not a personal. It's still okay, because whatever Janine does, whatever Amy does is flowing up.
You're having volume from both her legs flowing up to you.
So you will still get money out of that as well.
The binary.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The binary.
The
binary.
And the way to become, can you just go back to the page it shows? So all of these levels, okay, manager, director, senior director, these levels are all based on structure. Left, right, how many people you've got left, right. This level, executive, presidential, and senior presidential are based on volume. So
you have to so what happens here is, obviously by director, and I got the slide for this, but it'd be a director, you got to have 2 managers, one your left and one your right.
We'll show that.
And then same with the senior director, you have to have basically 2 directors. It doesn't have to be left and right, it could be just 2 directors. Once you're senior director, if you have more than 50,000 points, you're an executive director. Once you actually have over 100,000 points consistently, you're basically presidential director, because you can be fall in and out, but the goal is obviously continue to grow. Once you're at 200,000, then you're basically senior presidential director. If you understand the points on that, your business is going to eventually get there. It's just a matter of building the right structure and teaching other people how to build the right structure. And auto ship. Auto ship is the key to all of this. Otherwise, you're just becoming it's a sales job. It's a revolving door. It looks like the Jenga. So hopefully that answered the question. So I'd like to move on. because there's obviously a benefit this month, next month, and beginning of November. So September 11th through November 5th, they have for Europe and Canada, and South Africa is part of Europe. They have obviously bonuses that you can earn by basically being part of this. So by becoming a manager, you're going to make basically $100, which is about 95 euro. You're going to make, because you guys are paid in euro now, I think. So basically, they're paying dollars. Okay, well, whatever. So it's basically, I mean, I look at it, it's like 1,900 rand right now. So it's like, I was 19 to 1. I'm like, oh my goodness. So 1,900 rand, additional bonus by becoming a manager. The goal for everybody here is not just to become a manager, but why don't we help you become a director, bring in 2 managers, help other people get those bonuses. You're going to get that. And then if you can help other people do the same thing, there's no one on this Zoom meeting or anybody who's even looking at the Zoom meeting, if it's any time between now and November, 5th.
November 5th.
Yeah. That literally they can do senior director. It's just helping people do the manager, the building block. The building block is manager, help them become a manager. And then once again, help another person become a manager. You're now director. Now, once again, by doing that is then how we want to help basically these people who are managers, help them become directors. You help them become director, you get this. So I don't know about you, but if you can make an extra $1,400 between now and November 5th, that's pretty huge. What happens is you have enough volume that's flowing through your legs. If you build it the right way, you may qualify for executive or presidential. Steve and Gina built it in 23 days, all the way to senior presidential, and took advantage of all of these bonuses. That is called a wonderful Christmas. And
while you're making all these additional bonuses, you're still doing the binary, you're still doing the rank ups, you're still doing the PIBs, all of that. So this is additional. It's money on the table that they're offering us as we build and as we go to
it's called extras
to those levels. So and we have some great people on our team that have already reached, they've already gotten the 100, 300 and getting the 1,000. It's actually exploding right now.
It is.
There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of momentum. So the whole thing is, just stay focused on what the goal is, on helping the people in your, the people that you've sponsored, help them to go manager. That's always our first thing. When we put in a new personal, the first thing we do is we want to help them get to manager. And if they're willing to work with us, they'll get it done very quickly, just like you experienced, Johnny, with Minnie and Al-Marie. They'll get it done very quickly, and everyone's capable of doing that. We have a lot of managers and directors in our business. So we're excited. We're excited to see what's going on, but let's just show what manager looks like, what director looks
exactly.
like.
So again, this is the building block. So all we really want to do is focus on this. Everybody helped. You want to go manager, and now you want to help other people go manager. The power in this is, how do you multiply yourself? So you have here, so say you sponsor somebody, you get them sponsored. Well, what we want to do is talk to the 4 people that if you wanted to go on vacation with, that you want to spend time with, if you had great news that just happened, who are you going to call? Even if it was at 10 o'clock at night, who are you going to call? Because like, oh my gosh, we just had a miracle that happened. I got to let you know about this, right? So those are the 4 people that you want to be talking to right away. Some of us have a lot more than 4, but even if you have 4, who are those people that you want to talk to and get involved? Now what happens, this person that you just got started now multiplies by 4. They get 4 people in. To me, that's a multiplier when you get 400 times exponential. So now these people get excited. They're going to put in 4. 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 Right. So what the goal on this is to basically multiply your efforts. And it doesn't have to take a week. It doesn't have to take a month. We say 30 days. There are people that are doing this one day. They take a Saturday or whatever day they put together. We do this. We're doing last night. We're doing a launch events again. That basically we do a launch event. We get a bunch of people on a Zoom like this, and then next thing you know, people are like, sign me up, sign me up, sign me up, sign me up, and that's where it gets real exciting. So we've had people that have put like 20 people on a Zoom, and they're manager like this because if 4, 5, 10 people sign up, it's pretty exciting. When that happens. So obviously the next step, we would say 30 days minimum, basically, or say maximum, you become a manager. The second 30 days, let's help 2 of these people become managers. One to your left and one to your right. You could have 2, 3, 4 managers on the right, but you're still not a director unless you put a manager on your left. We have that with several people right now that literally they're bursting at the seams to be a director, but they just got to get the other manager on their side. That's why you build 2 solid, strong, legs, because that's what happens.
20 left, 20 right.
Exactly. And then once again, to be a senior director is basically now they show directors here. The rule is basically you just have 2 directors. You have 2 directors on your right. You have 2 directors on your left. Once you have that, then you're basically a senior.
And you
director.
need obviously additional silvers and above.
Yeah, and that was the thing I was gonna say, because here you have to have basically 3 silvers and above, and basically a manager on the left, manager on the right. It's the same thing with this. So you basically have to have, basically 3 silvers above, basically left and right.
And can we go back to Nancy Shallow?
Yeah, So let me.
Yeah. So this is where, if you're in your back office, this is where you will see what you need to get to the next. So if you're like a manager or you not a rank yet, this will show you what you need to get to the next level.
I'm sure. Yeah. Let's log in first.
Let's just go there.
And then I can log in now.
And then we kind of 5 minutes away from our next Zoom. So
and that's the training.
And that's why those of you whoever invited you to the Zoom, get back with them if you still have more questions. So right here, if you go to your back office, you'll see, this is where you see your money that you make every week, how much money you're making. This is your rank advancement. Okay. So for the week of, and it's always the current week, 11 September to 17 September. So our week our week ends on a Sunday in this business, and we get paid every week. Okay. So now you see Nancy paid as rank, no rank. She doesn't have a rank. Next paid rank, manager. So she's just a no rank. She needs to hit manager. What does she do to get to manager? You'll see here. If you click on view promotional, so manager, it says in order for her to become a manager, she's 44% complete to manager. She must purchase a gold pack or upgrade. Okay. I think she got silver.
Yeah.
She needs 110 points for the month.
So if she upgraded to a gold, she'll have 110 points.
Yeah.
So that take care of both of those.
Then she needs to have 2 personally sponsored active. That's the word. Active silver brand partners in her left leg, and 2 personally sponsored active silver brand partners in the right leg. So active means on auto ship. She signs them up with the auto ship. Once she's got all of that done, she's a manager. Now, if she's a manager and she goes, it shows her what she needs to do to go director. So this is how you see where you're at and what you need to do. If all these things were ticked with a green tick, she'd be a director. Okay.
And so one last thing that I was going to share with you too is that I forgot what it is. Oh, so for Build 331, I'm going to recommend everybody go to step number 8. Go to the comp plan, print these off, have these here, save them as photos. So what I do is I download them and I have them saved on my phone so I can text someone these. That's what we do all the time. Someone says, well, how's the money made? I don't even have to get on a PowerPoint. I can just send them these and I walk. Okay, you get those two different things. Great. Let me step through the 4 ways you make commission. I walk through those 4, explain how that works, and then say, what I'd like to do is get you started as a goal today so you can start experiencing this and doing everything. And then they're like, okay, I've signed up people over the phone without even seeing full PowerPoint. Now I want to get them to see a full business plan so they have a better understanding. The other part to here is here's the sheet, and these are all the videos in here. This video here was the one that got me super excited. And Steve's got the new video, the compensation plan, and this one here, the goal to go manager. Click on this and watch it. Watch this one here. You can watch this one here, but this is just the first thing to go manager, and then take this and print these off. Especially the very first one. If you're not a manager yet, print this off. If you're a manager and you want to go director, print this off because put your name there. Put your name there. Put the people you have here. Have the person that's already a manager on the right if they are. If you need to do that, print these off and then keep it in front of you. Put on your refrigerator. Put in front of your on your mirror in your bathroom, whatever it is, and say, okay, in order for me to go director and receive that extra nice little $300 bonus, great. Well, if I can do that, then I can help people do this. And now and put $1,000, write $1,000 on here, right?
And honestly, when you're doing this, the money just keeps increasing in your back office, and it's just the way that they're compensating us for getting the word out on this product, because David Schmidt, he could have done it any other way, but he understood that word of mouth marketers are the best form of marketing. And so he said, I want to pay you for doing this. What better way than to feel the healing in our bodies and seeing it on the outside, hair, skin, everything, blessing people and being compensated financially. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, we have done network marketing, or we are in, you know, we understand the vitamins and all the great things that are out there, but we've never seen anything like this. And so we're excited to you know, work with you and to help you get to your next level. So we're grateful that you jumped on. If there's no questions, and we're going to jump off in the next
I gotta jump on another call.
We've got another Zoom. So if there's any questions, please, we're here. People, you know, you have our numbers, you can share them with members on your team, let them reach out to us. If you want us to do a launch event, we're happy to do that. We just invite people, and we'll definitely, and we're going to share the presentation, the recording, so you can share it with your friends. But we have to say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Anna. Thanks, Carlos, Ellen, Corbus, Johnny, and everybody that jumps on. We love you guys.
Thank you so much.
We'll speak soon. You're welcome, Anna. Get better. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Already better. Thanks.
Yes, I know. You're always great.
Goes quick.
Have a good one. Have a good one.
Thanks. Bye.